So with the Normandy 44 event wrapping up, we now have access to the T86, and I figured I would take it out along with two other vehicles to make a pretty unique rank 3 lineup. Now, if you guys are unaware, the T86 is the new event vehicle added to the US Tech Tree at rank 3 at the BR of 6.0. It is a navalized M-18 Hellcat that was going to be used for the Normandy landings. Ended up being, I do believe it ended up being not used. It was not used for the Normandy landings, I believe the reason was it was deemed that it was just too ineffective for what they needed it to do, and they stuck with the assault boats that they used, and then obviously they had the Sherman tank, and unfortunately it never saw combat. But we do have it in warthunder, and it's actually pretty fun. It's pretty much just an M18 Hellcat that is, well, a boat, but it isn't as slow as I thought it might be. It's actually pretty quick, keeps the speed, and obviously it has the same gun as the Hellcat. It's a Hellcat turret. So honestly, a lot of fun for what it really is, and it now lets you bring out a pretty fun lineup, including the other M18s that you have. I believe once we get the Hell on Wheels pack in the next major update, you'll be able to carry up to, what, 4 or 5 M18 Hellcats in one lineup. But for now, we only have 3 premiums and a tech tree one, and I only took out the 2 premiums, which is the T86 and then the actual M18 Hellcat. And I really do like the lineup that they offer. I think if you did the event for the T86, it's definitely worth using to grind. It has, a bit of a more learning curve. You're not as ratty as what the other M18s are, simply because, you're a giant boat. But you do still have what the M18 really offers, and that is the good top speed and a really good gun with a good round. Now, I do want to say something that I noticed with the T86 is that its armor seems to actually be the space that it has. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people seem to not know where they want to shoot you, and if they do, they're hitting a lot of empty space or just taking out your transmission, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought it would be no armor and it would be very easy to kill, but it's a lot of that open space because a lot of your crew and ammo's kept in the actual gun emplacement, the actual turret. And so a lot of people just shoot, the open space that isn't your turret, and it ends up either just taking out your engine block or transmission, and actually lets you be more survivable than what some of the other M18s really truly are, which is something that is very nice. Now, it's not going to keep you alive all the time. It's nothing, you're still an M18. You don't have the good armor. You're not going to go toe-to-toe with an MBT, but it did keep me alive for a couple of things that really should have killed me. And it was kind of nice. I think it is very fun and worth playing. That's just, what my opinion is. Now, the second vehicle we paired with this lineup is the actual just M18 Premium. Now, this is another 6.0 rank 3 Premium. You can get it for about just under 3,000 Golden Eagles. And honestly, it's almost identical to what the, it plays identical to what the M18 in the tech tree is, the GMC, M18 GMC in the actual tech tree. And honestly, I like it. I think it's fun. I believe this is the identical turret to what is on the T86. And I thought that, for what it is, it's definitely worth, if you have the GE, to throw it into the same lineup. You probably should. It's another fun vehicle to use to grind. I just picked it up recently, and I gotta say, I do love it. I think if you're looking to grind lower USBRs, this tank is absolutely worth the addition. Again, slightly less armor slightly less survivability than what the T86 has, but you are much faster, and you're obviously a lot smaller than what the T86 is. You shoot the same round, your M62, you have HE, you have the same capabilities that T86 has, just you're not as big, and you have the faster speed because you're obviously a much smaller tank. Anyways, I do think, like I said, if you have the GE to pick it up, just as fill up the lineup, and then also the Hells on Wheels pack will offer you a Sherman, an AA, and another M18. So then, of course, obviously you want an aircraft for this lineup, and for this one, there's a lot of better options, but we took the P-51D-20 N, and a couple of reasons for that. Honestly, I like the castle that it has. I think you're better off getting the P-47 when it's back on sale. But I like the P-51D, the D20. It comes armed with 1,000-pound or 500-pound bombs, H-bars, M8 rockets, you know, your 50 cal. So you have a lot of different ordnance options. Now, one downside that it has is it does drop both your bombs at the same time. So if you're looking to double drop, you're gonna be out of luck on that. They do drop at the same time, which is a little bit unfortunate, and can lead to some sad moments if you don't make sure your bombs hit. And then your rockets, once you master the rockets, they're actually really good for AA. Then when you get really good at them, you can use them against tanks. I preferably just use them against AA, just as a longer range of the guns. But it definitely helped pair up the lineup nicely, and it was a great addition to it, in my opinion. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Are you guys going to take out the new T86? Are you going to add some of these other premiums to the lineup? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a later video.